Welcome everybody to this week's edition of Valpo Football Weekly, sponsored by Regional Federal Credit Union. Brandon Vickery with you. Glad to be joined by Valpo head coach Landon Fox as we look back at the PFL opener and look ahead to this week's game against Dayton. And Coach, we start with some of the positives from this week, and I thought one was in the kicking game. Demetrios Latsonis, it's no secret, had a tough start to the season, but has really overcome that. He's made 4 in a row the last 2 weeks. 3 coming from 40 yards or longer. What have you seen from him?
Well, first and foremost, he's a very good kicker, and he has the capability, and sometimes it's just eliminate the mental clutter, and you're going to miss every once in a while, right? It's like a good shooter, just keep shooting, and for him, just keep kicking, and did a really nice job being able to kick a 46 and 41-yarder, and he has that ability, so it's not a surprise. It's just, like you said, hey, you missed one, just don't let that make you miss the second one. So it was good to see him get back on track. And then you talk about the kicking game, though. Ben Neisner did a nice job in the punting game, and then I thought we were very solid in all of our other units, and that's what we were looking for, and I was very pleased with the kicking game.
You talk about Ben Neisner, and let's talk about the play where you run a fake punt. How did that develop, and how did that work out for you?
Yeah, the guys did an excellent job just communicating the fake, and at that time we were struggling and moving the ball, and thought we saw opportunity in our film preparation, and the guys got into the right play at the right time and were able to execute. And maybe the disappointing thing is we blocked just a little bit better. We should have had maybe another 10, 15 yards and would have helped us even get a little further in the red zone.
One hallmark has been dropping guys behind the line of scrimmage, 12 tackles for loss on Saturday, the most Valpo's had in a number of years. What's allowed that to develop, and how important is it to make those plays where you drop the opposing team for a loss?
Yeah, it's no different than what we're looking for in offense, right, is that you can't get behind the sticks, and we're able to create that time at times, and that's a positive, and we were able to do that. Where the negative is, we had our strength is we were number one in the conference at 26% on third downs. We were able to create those negative yard plays, but we weren't able to get off the field on third down, and that's the frustrating thing, that when you get them in third down situations, you got to get off the field. But those negative yard plays did, that's what allowed us to have an opportunity to get off the field. We need to continue to do that.
Let's talk about the offense. You've talked about the need for more efficiency on offense. How do you accomplish that moving forward? What are you looking at right now in terms of the offense?
Yeah, I thought this week we were actually better in our approach, where if you watch the film, and we had some running lanes and receivers open. We didn't sustain blocks long enough, and then some open receivers we missed, and we got to hit those guys, and that will allow us to have success. So when the play comes your way, you got to make the play, and that's what we didn't do, and led to too many 3-and-outs, and then with that, then your defense is on the field a little bit longer than you'd like, and it's just a trickle down.
There's no doubt this is a special week. You face the University of Dayton, a program that you've been with as a defensive coordinator for the last decade. What's it going to be like just for you to face your former colleagues from a coaching standpoint and many of your former players this week? Yeah, so I told the players this has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with them playing a conference opponent like Dayton and a good football team. And so that's the exciting thing for them. If you do, and I'm not trying to downplay it, it's just, the one thing is the relationships that you build over time, and that we did, and that part of it's nice. But in terms of the football piece, it has nothing to do with it. They're just a good football team, execute well in all 3 phases: offense, defense, and kicking, and that's what will present us with challenges. And offensively, they're playing at a high level right now. They've only punted the ball 6 times all year, so that'll be challenging. It's amazing. And when you think about it from a football standpoint, is there an advantage to knowing the team as well as you do? How will that help you?
Oh, sure. I mean, I think there's advantages just knowing personnel. You see things on film. You think you have a good idea, but I know these guys. I was with them for 10 years, but the current players as long as they had been there. So I think for sure there's an advantage, at least knowing what their strengths are as players.
5 years ago, when we sat here with Dave Cicchini, he said Dayton was a model program that Valpo wanted to follow. I think it's good to talk about the program going into this week. What is it that has worked well at Dayton that's allowed them to have success, and how do you translate that here to Valpo?
Yeah, I just look at all the good, the teams that are at the top of the PFL year in and year out, and I think the thing that you find, and we shared this with the guys after the game, and then again we were watching film of the Drake game, but it's a process. It's keeping guys around, and for example, Drake, they had 9 seniors on offense and 7 seniors on defense. So it's retention, keeping guys and develop them. And that's what it is. And you'll see that within Dayton's program and San Diego's program, where they're able to retain. And if you can keep guys around, they understand the system better. They're bigger, stronger, faster. So it's all just a plus. And that's what those teams do.
Valpo and Dayton coming up on Saturday, a 1 o'clock kick here at Brown Field. He's the head coach, Landon Fox. I'm Brandon Vickery. For all the latest in Valpo football, check out valpoathletics.com.